Well, welcome again to the Kasiebo show. Today we are happy to have one young Ghanaian who is a young entrepreneur here in Helsinki, and then we'll be talking to him about himself and what projects he's been doing. I know by the end of this conversation you will get something important from it, because many a times you've been thinking that there's no way we can survive as young entrepreneurs outside of Africa when you travel, or maybe when you finish our studies. And then this young man is here to tell us whether it's possible or not. And before we go to this conversation, I would also like to say that if you want to watch all the videos we've done on Kasiebo, you can go to www.kasiebomedia.com. All the videos are there. You can watch from start to the last one we did. And I also remind you that Suomi Ghana Sarah is having a cultural event on September. In September, I think the first week of September, we'll come out with the dates later on. If you want to join, just to show the culture, the Ghanaian culture to the rest of the world. If you want to join and participate, you can contact any member of Kasiebo and they'll give you more info on that. So without wasting much of your time, I welcome Mr. Emmanuel, who is here with me for the discussion. Welcome, Emmanuel.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay. Maybe most people would know for those who don't know you, your educational background. Where you are now, and what are you doing?
I'm Emmanuel, like you know, and then I finished school, the Vasa Polytechnic, last year in December, and then I moved here to Helsinki.
Okay. So what did you study?
I studied international business.
Okay. So when you were in Ghana, were you doing business, or how did you end up here? Did you study business in Ghana?
No, I did not study business. I studied general arts in secondary school. It was economics, geography, and mathematics. But and then I was admitted to University in Ghana to study geography, but I didn't have interest. I had this feeling that business is the right thing for me to study. So I made plans to study outside of Ghana, and then I found Finland. So I applied for the school in Vasa and I got in. So that is how I ended up studying business in Finland.
How has it been with the international business studies? Has it been good? The studies in general, was it hard to finish? Because I know it's been hard. Most people come and were you able to finish in the correct or required duration of 4 years? Because most people come here and they are not able to finish within the time frame of 4 years. Were you able to complete in 4 years? Were there any challenges in your studies?
Of course, like in life, there's been challenges in all spheres of life. But the course was 3.5 years, and then I used exactly 3.5 years. And it's because I have been in Ghana for about 6 months within the studies. So if I had stayed in Finland, I would have finished even in less than 3 years. So I think it's possible, and then the studies it's okay. It's very practical. You don't have to, memorize everything in your head. You just have to explain things like the way you understand them. So the studies was good, I would say.
Okay, that's good to know. So I learned you are a young entrepreneur in the system just after school. What projects have you been doing? What have you been doing? What are you up to after school?
Do you mean what have I been doing when I was in school, or
inside school and then after school?
Yeah, that is
as a young entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's a pretty very long answer I have to give you, but I will see how to maybe summarize it better. In my first year of study, I was part of a unit in my school called Business Factory, and then we had students from different countries, from Finland, from Ghana, from Russia, from was it Germany? I don't remember, but and from China, and then from India. So we decided to form a cooperative company, and the idea was to bring in products from other countries which are not in Finland. So we went ahead to register a cooperative company. And then I imported some African paintings and some other African artifacts to sell in Finland. My colleagues from China imported some gadgets to sell in Finland, and it was quite profitable. And we worked together. We had day-to-day interaction with our mentors, who were also our teachers in school. And then in my third year, the company was not active anymore because most of the students were working on their thesis or they have finished school and they don't have time anymore. So I decided to establish my own company, which I have now, Green Lion, and then I have had customers like Barca Science Park in Barca, and then also I've done research for University of Barca, and I've also undertaken a project in Kenya.
I think I read from your website, and I think I will come there and then ask you more questions. But
Okay.
let me ask you, how did it all start? Was it a self-motivation, or somebody just advised you or introduced you to start something as a business student? Were you self-motivated to do? Did you have the idea that you wanted to do something instead of the other things other people are doing? Because it's like most people, we follow what others are doing, but it seems yours is like kind of a branch. You've kind of branched from what most people are doing. Were you self-motivated, or who gave you the idea to go into business and to that kind of cooperation with other students?
I would say my being in business is mainly because of self-motivation, I would say. Because back at high school in Ghana, I had a store on the school canteen, and I was a member of Junior Achievement. I don't know whether you know of Junior Achievement. It's in most secondary schools in Ghana. And then I had a store in town. During break hours, I was selling in the school canteen. Instead of eating, I would rather be selling. So my interest in being an entrepreneur began at that young age, around 14. And since then, I was always buying and selling something. And when I came here, I found Business Factory in my school. And then I decided that, hey, let me do this. So I would say that my going into entrepreneurship has been because of my interest, and then also seeing some opportunities around Finland that my fellow Africans, I would say, are not taking the opportunity of. So I have decided to take the opportunity. If you are not taking the opportunity,
How do you see an opportunity here in Finland if there are so many? Could you give a hint, like some of the opportunities here?
Let's think of a country like the open countries. I put them like the UK and the US. They are where they are because foreigners went to that country many years ago, and they have a very long history of business operation and cooperation with people from abroad. But that is not the case of Finland. Foreigners like you and I started coming into this country some few years ago. So in the areas of cooperation and the area of projects that has mutual benefit, I think there are many opportunities.
Okay. Let me come to Green Lion. I understand you are the CEO of Green Lion.
No, I'll say the manager.
The manager. Okay. Well, the manager of Green Lion. What's the vision? What's Green Lion doing, and why Green Lion? Why the name Green Lion? Why is a lion supposed to be green? What's the idea behind Green Lion?
Do you know that the Green Lion exists?
What?
Like a lion that is green. Do you know that?
Well, I've not seen a lion that is green. Yeah.
Okay. So the idea is that we can create a lion that is green.
Okay.
Okay. And then my story of Green Lion is very simple. Okay. I'm a young Ghanaian or African in general, and then I am in Finland, and then the business relationship between Finland and some African countries like Ghana does not exist, in my opinion. So as young as we are, we can create some links to activate business operations between these two countries. So that is the idea I had when I was establishing the company.
So how long has it been, the establishment of Green Lion? How many years?
Not even up to 1 year. I've had it just 10 months ago.
10 months?
About 10 months ago.
Okay, I read from the site and I know you are doing a really good job. You went to Kenya. What happened in Kenya? Green Lion went to Kenya, right?
Yeah.
Why Kenya and what did you do in Kenya?
Right. People have been asking me so many questions. Hey, you are from Ghana, so why go to Kenya for a project? And then it was very simple. You know, I would say that we the youth, whoever we meet in life, whoever we meet around, actually, you have to see them, read the opportunity that exists, and try to make something out of it. In Kenya, I organized a free medical camp, and then it went very good. We give free health service to more than 170 people in Karura village in Kenya. And my idea came out, was very simple. In Vasa, I have many friends who are from Kenya, and almost all of them are in the health sector. They are working they are nurses in some hospitals in Vasa and around Vasa. And these people, they always go back to Kenya around Christmas to spend with their families. Then I am their friend, and then I call myself an entrepreneur. I fish for opportunities and try to make use of them. So I thought of this, okay, so why not organize a medical camp? These people have the knowledge already. Why not just collect some resources and offer free healthcare to some people that need them the most in Kenya? So that is what I was thinking of, and that is why I ended up doing that project.
So how did it go? Was it successful?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it was successful. Of course, there were some challenges, but through challenges we learned. So my assessment will be that it was successful, but there is more room for development.
I know it's been 10 months over. Yeah. You've done a great job. Do you have other projects, whether it's in the pipeline or has already been done?
Before Christmas last year, I got a work to do for Vasa Science Park. If you go to Vasa Science Park, Vasa Science Park is an institution in Vasa that promotes businesses in the Vasa area, and I'm happy to have personal contacts there. So the idea was that they wanted to know the number of foreigners in Vasa, what they are doing, and try to introduce these foreigners to the companies, because Vasa is a region which has very many international companies, and these companies rather go back to some other countries and bring in people to work for them, whilst they can find nationals of that country who have already been living in Finland for years. So why not employ the people here when they don't even have jobs than to go back to bring in people. So I worked for approximately 3 weeks researching, finding information about the number of foreigners, what they are doing, and it was pretty good money, I would say.
That's good to hear. Let me ask you again that I know you started your business, you started your entrepreneurship in your early days in Finland, but how easy or how hard is it to start start something as a young entrepreneur, to establish yourself as a young entrepreneur in Finland? Because I know there are so many students in Finland who have studied business, international business and business administration, and maybe are trying to find how to also establish themselves in a way. How easy was it, or how hard it is to establish yourself in Finland? And I know it goes across Europe and everywhere outside of Africa, or even in Africa.
Okay, I would say whether easy or difficult, it's a relative term. Something difficult for someone is very easy for someone, and everything boils down to how determined you are to do something for yourself. And then in my case, I would say that the main tool that I've always had is my self-motivation. And then the other thing is that I found business factory in my school in Finland, and then the mentors there, I would say, help the foreigners a lot. They try to coach them on how to run a business in Finland, and also how to be innovative in your activity. So I think in a nutshell, it's easy to establish yourself, but the question is, what are you doing and how will it work? That is a difficult part, and that is what I am still trying to find myself. So
Okay, so what has been the most challenging part of your like your work and everything?
the most challenging part has been going to look for customers and trying to initiate contacts with the Finnish companies and with the Finnish people in that Finnish companies. That has been very challenging. Coming from a very different cultural background, my approach has been a challenge, but I'm still learning day by day how to go about things.
So tell me about going to Kenya and all the other projects. I know it's a good job. Do you have any financial backup? Like is somebody sponsoring you, or how is it? Did you fly yourself like with the other guys to Kenya by yourself with your own money, or you got a backup from somewhere?
Flying to Kenya was with my own finance. For my colleagues that I was with, I went there with 4 of my colleagues from Warsaw, and they all took care of their expenses, but they were also very passionate about the idea when I approached them. So they also help a lot in planning the project and in looking for resources. But I would say that in general, we should know that business is about risk. Okay, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you don't expect someone to sponsor you. That is not entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, by definition, is putting your ideas and your own resources, be it money or whatever, to do something productive. So I would say that for me, I have not got any sponsorship from somewhere. It's all been my own income and my own personal relations with people, which can be also valued in terms of money. So that is what has been helping me.
Okay, let me chip in this. So if you do everything by yourself, how do you make profit? I know you are in for profit. You fly to Kenya by yourself. What do you achieve? Of course, I know you've given free health to people. That's a very good achievement. In terms of finances, how do you keep going? How does Green Lion move without any financial backup?
Okay, point of correction. I did not give free health service to people. I took resources from some people and gave it. So I'm only a middleman.
Yeah, of course, but it was free. It was through you anyway.
Exactly. So nobody should go into business and expect to get profit in your first project. And then actually most companies are successful because they began from somewhere. Okay, so the project that I had in Kenya, my idea was not to make profit. It was to build a business. And in building a business, you have to sacrifice. And I have actually sacrificed a lot, and it has cost me a lot, but I see each step to be a step ahead. That's what I have to say.
Okay. Does Green Lion do you have any other project? I know you have a corporation with Ashas University back in Ghana. Would you like to talk a little bit about that? I read from your website anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in Ghana. I was working about 4 weeks in Ashas University with my mentor from Warsaw and later my colleague. And we organized a business idea competition for the students of for the business students in that university. And then I would say that project was different from Green Lion. And to create a link, it takes so many effort and it takes time. So I would comment on that one later.
Okay. So let me ask you that. Would you like to have a cooperation with any Finnish company in case somebody wants to cooperate with Green Lion and then to maybe move on with the same idea or to work on the same course? Would you want to cooperate with anybody, any company or an individual?
Of course.
So if somebody wants to contact you, how does the person get in contact with you? Maybe a Finnish company, a Ghanaian company, or an individual, maybe me, if I want to help.
Yeah.
How do I help?
You can just send an email, for example.
To Green Lion.
Yeah. And then it's Yaka, YAKAH @greenlion.fa.
Okay.
So
thank you very much. I think you've really shown us the other way that we shouldn't always follow the majority. If you open our eyes, and if you're a young entrepreneur, if you really want to do something, you mentioned something about fishing. You have to have the idea and then be brave. I think you are very brave to take all this risk. You have to be ready to take the risk and then move on. Do you have any advice because I know so many other nationals, not Ghanaians alone. You have so many Africans, so many Europeans who are here in France. Do you have any advice for them, for those who are doing not only business, international business, but those who are studying and others who are also not studying? Any advice in case they also want to follow your steps and not the rest?
I would say that I've been looking for advice, so it's also difficult for me to give advice right now. But here's what I can say. I will say that, and especially to my fellow African, that is where my heart is, and that is that's where my concern is, basically. And then the idea is that working for the post and also doing a cleaning job is not the only job that you can do, okay? You can also come out with something and do something productive for yourself. You don't wait for somebody to give you a job, you can create a job for yourself. And the idea, it is not about where you are staying or the conditions around, it's about you, the individual, trying to do something yourself. And that is the advice that I can give.
All right, Emmanuel, I know we have had a very wonderful chat with you, and we have very good information that I think our listeners and our viewers will cherish and can use it. Thank you very much for coming to Kasiebo Show.
And thanks for inviting me into your program also. And I think it is a very good program, and keep it up. And then you can always cooperate with me if you want some ideas.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you. So this is where we end the show, and I think you've learned something from today's discussion. Like Emmanuel has said, you don't need to, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you can also start by yourself. Of course, it's good to work for other people, but it's also good to establish yourself so that other people can also enjoy the sweat or whatever plans you've put in place. We shouldn't always think that there's no opportunity here in Finland, elsewhere in the world. There is. Maybe we've not opened our eyes very well to look at the right holes. Let's think about this conversation, this chat, and then just within us, I know there's something unique about you, or there's something that you really want to achieve or do. You said about risk. It's all about taking risk. If you don't risk, we will never achieve. So this is where we end the show, and I'll still say that if you want to watch this show and any other of our videos, you can go to www.kasiebomedia.com, and you can watch all the videos there. You can listen to Ghanaian music, Adadam, and anything you want. I still remind you that Suomi Ghana Sarah is organizing a cultural event on the 10th of September, and it's a very wonderful and nice one to portray the African culture, especially Ghanaians, to portray the Ghanaian culture. If you're a Ghanaian, I will just plead with you to just join, and then let's share the Ghanaian culture to the rest of the world, to Finnish people and the rest of the world. If you want to be part of this cultural event, you can contact any member of the Kasiebo group, or on Facebook you can search for Suomi Ghana Sarah, and then just join, share ideas, and let's make everything a success. I know behind the camera we have wonderful people working for Kasiebo. You see only me, but all those guys are there. Ben is there, Sana, Livia, TK, Pat, and all of them. They're all there doing a wonderful job to bring you this very show. So thank you, and see you.